hello.
Hello.
Hi, Conswella.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, Lily.
Isn't that fantastic?
It
I
is.
love these conversations that we always have in a projection of a new cosmic year.
Yes, absolutely. And there's so much going on right now. And for the next 6 months, oh my gosh, so much to talk about.
Oh my God, that's it's
Yeah.
it's just a feeling for me, and I I have the since the 12th July the message from my cosmic team, Melania Manea, they mentioned that from the 12th till the 24th, which I go and I say how much 13 days, okay. The next 13 days, till the 24th, we were gonna be able to live 1 year per day. Like we're going to be able to summarize the 13 years we have lived in 1 day each, from the 12th to 24th, with the opportunity to harmonize whatever we missed on the last 13 years. So I felt a lot of movement. It was just like intense, intense, intense. But then I say, okay, the movement is there. Let's release, let's release.
Yes.
And the vision was that then from the 25th plus 12 days, so we have again 13 days, we can live in 13 days the next coming 13 years and project our visions, project our soul, project our everything that we feel to co-create the new humanity. And we are right now in it, and it's like, and I just say that and I just look there and it's 11:11, and
Yes.
it's like, wow,
The
what a
portal.
focus. Yes.
Yeah. Because 1111, right? In numerology, 11 is the first master number. It represents the portal of the unknown. So
Yeah.
that was in complete, I'm getting chills because that's in complete synchronicity with what you're saying, right? We have to walk through the portal of the unknown. And that's certainly what I've also been getting from my guides. Oh my gosh, really, because, and we're in a 13 for universal month. So the fact
Yes.
that they were telling you it's 13 days to go through the 13 years, whatever you miss, let go of. And so it's been so intense. So many of my clients have been, it's just going through a lot. I know I felt it, then there's a shift because 13 is the number of divine feminine goddess, and it's the number of transformation,
Mm-hmm.
releasing life, death, rebirth,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
everything you just talked about is exactly what we're seeing in the current astrology and numerology codes. So that's exciting.
Yes. I also have
Yes.
the
Yes.
chills, and for me, number 13, it's also the number of ascension,
Yes.
right? It's the
Yes.
number. It's like, okay, we transform. So, and when we do our homework, we're able to ascend. Otherwise, we start. That's why I say, okay, this opportunity, we can release whatever we were not able to release for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. Here's opportunity to release more. So then we can project ascension in a beautiful way with the number 13.
Yes.
And I love the portal that you just mentioned with 11:11, because as you know, I shared with you recently how the guidance has been, the message, very unique message, is surrender to the unknown, because it's only there that the truly new can be born. And recently we say, okay, you're surrendered to the unknown, but now release everything you know to start vibrating the unknown.
Yes. And you know what I loved about that conversation that really struck home for me, and thank you so much for that, was when you said to me, they're saying to me, you are the vibration of the unknown. There's nothing that you need to do. There's nothing that you need to attune. You just are. Just accept that you are the vibration of the unknown.
Yes.
And that was like an aha
Surrender
moment.
to it.
Yes.
Surrender to it.
Yes. And that's been a big theme with my cosmic team. They're telling me, you know, my celestial brothers and sisters of the highest vibrations have been saying for the past 2 weeks, surrender to the divine feminine, the number 13, surrender, and just say thank you. I thank you. I'm surrendering. Thank you. I'm surrendering, so that it could help us get through it, because there's been so much tension and resistance, right? That's what it is. It's the resistance.
Yes. And this is what is so shaky. And also, I can take it as an opportunity to see, okay, I'm living in 1 day, 1 year with all the lessons and all the beauty, but all the challenges too. So if I resist to it, they're going to be very uncomfortable days.
Oh my gosh. And you feel it. I'm sure everyone has been feeling that uncomfortableness when you resist. So that's why you have to surrender, so that you can just, and it's instantaneous when you surrender.
Yes. And again, for me, I believe something beauty here is not about analyzing. We're not going to analyze your whole year. It's about using the opportunity energetically to release and then make it happen in the tangible. Make the changes in your life.
Yes.
That your soul has been asking you for the past 13 years. So it's not a oh, but you didn't tell me before. No.
Right?
It's been there. It's been there. And it's just, okay, here's another chance. Here's an echo of that, what your soul have been asking you to change in your life, so we can project the next 13 years without that. Otherwise, we're dragging all that into the next cycle. And what's the point?
Yes. And especially if we're if you're going through your ascension process, that means that you're timeless and you're speeding up. There is no limitations on time anymore. You understand that you are a master architect of the universe. And so that means that you're timeless. You're going to, Doctor Who, Whovian, you're a time lord. And that means you cannot drag anything, like you were saying, really with you, because that slows you down. And in the ascension process, the whole point is for us to realize that we are beyond the speed of light. We are light itself. So that means that we're rapidly going. And so, in the 3D dimension, it's everything, gets drugged through matter, right? It slows everything down. And we're leaving that behind and going into the 5th dimension. So, and 4th density, right? So if we're doing that, then that means, yes, you have to, you can't bring any baggage with you. It slows you down.
Yes. And they were telling me, I don't remember, it was 2 days, 3 days ago, but recently, I woke up and it was simplify.
Yes.
The message was simplify, because of what you just said. When we are in a linear 3D way of living and consciousness, we can, as we are going linear, right? We can drag a little and make things complicated, because we just have we go slow and we go think, but suddenly we're becoming the awareness of multidimensionality in our physical body is there. Simplify, because you cannot make it complex, because then it'll be too much. It's not gonna. You cannot track all the dimensions with you with all the heaviness.
Yes. And what they've been telling me is that includes our spiritual tools, right? So, I think we've been, for people who have been on their spiritual journey, are very consciously aware of it and working on their ascension. We have all these, spiritual tools in place to help us. And we needed those, right? We really did. We needed those.
Yes.
But it's also the simplification of those spiritual tools is what my celestial brothers and sisters have been telling me. It's like, oh, yes, you don't need to do all of this, simplify your spiritual tools as well.
Yes. And that's part of what what today, like just the alignment, instead of using a 12-month Gregorian calendar, start aligning in a cosmic cycle. That's so easy if you don't resist. If you start aligning yourself there, that's for me one of them. And this is something I've always asked. All the tools they send me, for me, is like simple. No, it's just like, don't send me complicated things. I want them. No, I was very precise always. I want something simple, like as simple as it possible can, but at the same time, as profound as it possible can. And what I start getting are multidimensional tools. Therefore, are simplified, and they're unique for each of the person. So even though they follow what I say, the cosmic principles, they still are very unique for you because they're multidimensional. So I'm glad that you say that, because that's it. I mean, that's part of what's new. What are the tools that are going to help you? And they're simplified.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. And, going back to what you were saying about the number 13 and ascension and really letting go and releasing so that we can, of what we didn't let go over the last 13 years, and then saying, oh, okay, well, now we can look at the next 13 years. That's so very much tied into the, I'm calling it the retro grade season that we're about to go into. We already have started it because several planets are already in the retrograde season, but there are going to be a multitude of planets that are going to be in retrograde in the fall and winter of this year. And that, Mars is one of them. And it's very profound, right? Anytime Mars goes into a retrograde, because that's our energy, right? Mars rules your energy, your passion, your fuel, how to take action, like you were saying, Lilly, like how do we, take action on all of these things moving forward. So when Mars goes into retrograde, that's the time for us to reflect, to, revise, go contemplate, think about what we want to do. So it's going to be, and there's other planets that are going to be in the retrograde too. Like Jupiter's going to be in the retrograde during that time. I took a lot of notes. Saturn will be coming out of its retrograde, which will be good. Uranus will be going into its retrograde, and Neptune will be in its retrograde as well. So that's a lot of planets, and those are the slow moving.
It's a lot of retrograde.
Yes, that's why I'm calling it the retrograde season, right? And it correlates. This morning, I was getting ready for the show today, and I got a message from them. They were like, "I mean, sit down. We've got stuff. So what that you need to talk about today?" So what they wanted me to say to everyone about this is that, remember, fall and winter's themes, right? Fall is all about the harvest, about reaping the summer bounty, your blessings, right? Reaping your blessings, and then storing them, using them, celebrating them, and preparing for winter, which is all about contemplation, going deeply within, serenity, peace, harmony, balance, right? So it coordinates with that, because it's in complete coherence with that. So, and on top of that, Lilly, because the reason why this is so profound is that we're in a 6th year, right? 2022 is a 6th year, which is self-care, home, family, love, right? It's the divine feminine. It's very much the divine feminine number as well. And we're about to go into 2023, right? So 2023 is going to be a 7 universal year. What is 7? 7 is the number of spirituality. It's the number of meditation. It's the high priestess, high priest number. It's the number of learning, secrets being revealed, seeking out the truth, finding and being revealed to all, right? So it's almost like the retrograde season that we're about to start. And it literally starts on Monday, because we'll have several planets already in retrograde, and more will be coming. Like Mars is starting in October, for example. But with all that being said, this is the time to prepare. It's almost like we're being prepared for the 7 universal year, because remember, 7 is also considered the lightning strike number. It connects, it's the bridge between heaven and earth. It's the bridge between us and the cosmos.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you're in a 7 universal year, there's going to be lots of change. It's a change agent, right? So we have to, going deeply within right now during the Mars retrograde will allow us to say, okay, how do I want my life to look? What am I passionate about? What brings me joy? How do I want to move forward? And how do I want to express my life's purpose, my destiny, my true authentic self moving forward? And it's rapid, right? This is, lightning strikes happen very quickly, very rapidly, right? And that's what the 7 also represents. So I feel like we're getting the God, Goddess, all that is preparing us already, giving us a 6-month period to get prepared for a 7 universal year. And it's also, bridging the 6 to 7, because it's about self-care. It's about taking care of yourself. 7 is also the number of nature. It's so we're going to be deeply connected to nature next year, right? So this year is all about self-healing, focusing on ourselves, making sure that we're taking good care of ourselves, preparing the vessel, ascending, right? Going, vibrating to higher levels and higher frequencies and dimensions, so that when we go into 2023, we're ready. So it's really, to me, amazing the synchronicity of what you're being told and what the messages are coming through for you, because it relates completely. I mean, the synchronicity is amazing, because yes, it's like, and it's going to happen very quickly. So that condensing down of the knowledge that we are going to receive for the next 13 years, right? Next year,
Yes.
7 is the number of knowledge, the number of wisdom, right?
Yes.
So, and 6 is all about healing, releasing, letting go. So like they were telling you, okay, next 13 days, it's going to be condensing down and getting, rid of what you don't need, right?
Yes.
So I just think it's amazing to see.
Yes. What an opportunity that we have.
Yes.
To, because I really feel like it's the past years has been so preparing and so much changing in my own life, and so much looking very much deeply. What else needs to be released? Just simplify, go lighter.
Yes.
So you can really start enjoying the vibration. And what I always recommend is to do it as simple as possible and as light as possible, and to still enjoy.
Yes.
Because I see sometimes a lot of people, they just bounce on between the joy and all other emotions. And for me, this is happening for a higher purpose of all. Allow yourself to merge into cosmic universal love through the process.
Yeah.
Feel it. Don't bounce. Don't expect, just feel it, release it. And there you start vibrating the unknown. And there you start recognizing more of your own potential. There you say, oh my God, everything there was already there for me.
Yeah.
And it's so much waiting for us. It's like you just said at the beginning, the 11, like a portal of the unknown. The unknown, it's on this side, it's really unknown. But when you are there, then it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But you don't want to push yourself through that portal, because that's where the cleansing. Because then with the cleansing, it just transports you automatically through it. So it's not about like, oh, come.
Yes.
Right?
And I think, right, because then I think that's what a lot of people are, the fear of it comes from, is that they feel like it's going to be painful. It's going to
the other way around.
But it's the other way around, and it's instantaneous.
Yes,
that's been my experience.
It's because it's just, if we imagine that what we said before. Imagine we are dragging in our linear 3D so many things, and so complicated, and so many things that we know and we don't want to release. So we go like, so there's a portal, which is very light, and we want to break all this. And then you're like, ugh. Then it hurts because it's like, ugh. So you need to put yourself like everything in a funnel. But if you release, you come light. It's like,
yes, and you realize it's an infinite
yes,
space, the
yes,
portal itself, because you're right, it's so true. We were putting ourselves in a funnel, but in
yes,
reality, when you release and you surrender to it, then you see it's infinite.
yes. Suddenly you're there.
Yes, yes,
Nothing happened. But if you're just trying to do it in a mechanical way with everything that you have and not releasing, that hurts
yes,
for sure.
yes,
Because we just need to see what's happening there. And for me, it's the more you can look within and release whatever is not there. It just happens. It's like the wind takes you through it.
yes. And I think also understanding that when you go into the unknown, when you go into the portal of unknown, when you just allow yourself to be the frequency of the unknown, then you don't have to worry about, well, what about this? Or what if that? Or what's going to happen here? Or 2 days from now? Or 30 years from now?
Yes.
All that goes away because you are in the present moment where you're supposed to be.
Yes.
And then that's when you can really be the master architect of your life and start creating things.
Yes. Yes.
The other thing, Lilly, that they
Yes.
said to me this morning is that they wanted to share is that it's very important for people to understand that the planet Venus and the planet Jupiter are playing a major, major role.
Wow.
And they've always been that way. All the planets do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's been an emphasis over the past 2,000 years on Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
And that has been a deliberate
Mm-hmm.
tactic so that we would give up our power and we would disempower ourselves. So it's so important for people to understand now that the planet Venus and Jupiter or where our focus needs to be as far as understanding on a mass consciousness level what types of frequencies are coming in. Of course, obviously the sun as well. It's playing a major, as it always does, plays a major, major role. I think people are really beginning to understand that, oh no, I shouldn't be afraid of the sun.
Yes.
The sun is the star in our solar system. So there's
Yes.
and it's functioning. It has so many different functions.
Yes.
But for Venus is really obviously associated with the divine feminine. And we are now that we're in the Aquarian age, we're back we're no longer in a patriarchal system. It's being dismantled and we're in a matriarchal system again. And so our brothers and sisters from Venus are here to help us facilitate our ascension. And they said think of the planet Venus as a massive library.
Sorry, I have to laugh because this is where I get all my information.
That's right. I remember
I go to Venus to a huge library, actually like 13 levels library. And so it's just like, it's getting more and more accessible. You know, like I'm bringing also the first book right now, starting this year. And it's all about information from that library. So the fact that you're telling about Venus, well, yeah, it's time to bring all those information, to download those information. Yes. I was listening to you saying the Venus, but then you mentioned libraries, like, oh, come on, this is too much.
Yeah, that's what they said. It's like this massive, you know, what we would equate to the Library of Alexandria, right?
Yes.
But they're like, but think about it on a quantum level, like it's.
Yes. No, it's huge. It's profound, and you go. Well, my experience. I've never said this before, but it's obviously it's the time. It's really like there are information within information within information, but you have to reach the first information absorb it. You have to release, otherwise there's no space to download more information. So you have to release things in order to go to the next one. The feeling is like if you go into a library that it's going down to the 13th floor, because you go even deeper and deeper and deeper, and the information keeps being more it's like, okay, this is the information from Gaia, then this is information from the galaxies, this is the information from the universe. Here we go from the other neighboring universes, and then we go, and then you go the 13, and you have the information of the multiverses. This has been my experience. And so I've been going slowly, but fast at the same time, because you're exactly in a quantum space, going deeper and deeper. But each of this, whenever you want to push the next button to go in the next ground, just to say it in that way, it's going to require more space. So it's going to require, I'm going to have a situation, it's going to require for me to go and scan again. What do I need to release? What do I need to simplify? What do I have to renewed in order to go? And the multidimensional works and quantumness work, whenever I go down in one other layer, suddenly I'm able to see in the first layer other books that I was not able to see before. So it's an infinite process. It's a really huge library.
Yes, that's what, yes, that's what they said to me. And they said there's one on Jupiter as well. And of course, Jupiter represents higher wisdom. Jupiter and Venus are the two benefic planets. So they have a beautiful coherence between the two of them. And Venus represents love, Jupiter represents joy. Venus is all about your self-values, your abundance, seeking the pleasures of your life. Jupiter is about adventure, travel, higher learning, higher spiritual understanding, seeking out and knowing when your fortunate opportunities are being presented to you and taking them, right? Being able to do that. So you can see the correlation between the two. And so Jupiter is also very active right now, just like Venus. But at the same time, they're saying that these two are the planets and the sun, we need to be focusing very much on to power ourselves up so that we can ascend instantaneously, because we're at that point now where we don't have to go through stages to go through the ascension anymore.
Yes.
We're quantum beings.
Yes.
That's what they're telling me. We're quantum beings. So that, like you were saying, Lily, you have to release, let go, release, let go, release, let go.
Yes.
The sun is also a portal.
Absolutely.
So, we have to cultivate a relationship with the sun. We've been taught to fear the sun in our society.
Yes.
And that was done to disempower us, right?
Yes.
So we have to, as our ancient ancestors so wisely understood, have a very, very good relationship with the sun. And Jupiter and Venus are here to help us and to bring our focus. We're shifting our focus away from Saturn, which has represented the patriarchal system, time, our society, governments, all of that. Right, all the baggage. But it serves, every planet serves its purpose, and every planet
absolutely.
Right? So, but now we're supposed to be shifting our consciousness away from that and onto, like you were saying, everything that's quantum and everything that allows us to be free and empowered, so that we can take off and explore the multiverses and the quantum universe in a way that we have never done before. And so Venus and Jupiter are here to help us. And the sun is, there's a lot going on with the sun right now too.
Yes.
We just had a new moon. That's the other thing. When you were talking about change, and how, we're going through the past 13 years and going to the next 13 years. We are in a big theme right now with all of the new moons has been, and new moons represent new beginnings. Mars represents new beginnings and new cycles. And so it's so important to understand that we are in a time of new beginnings. And so that means change, and we have to embrace it, and we have to surrender to the change, right? So that we can really take advantage of that. And it will help us in our ascension process to because it's all about instantaneous. They don't want us, like you said, to drag ourselves through the process. We're at that point now where it's time to instantly.
I love it, because for me, the information, since the first time I invite you to start sharing is when they really recommend me, now you have to share this alignment. We start a 13-year cycle again. So right now, for me, this year, that starts right now, it's the year, I'm going to put it there too. Here, it is and I want to hear would you add banner? Let me see. Okay, it's year 3, and the language of consciousness is me, and it's a year for us. There are different things here. One is it brings the energy of the cosmic child, which is unifies, it's merging. And that's what I was seeing here. The merging of Venus and Jupiter, the consciousness of the feminine and the masculine, so we can bring out our sun being, our solar being, our solar self, our multidimensional self, our cosmic self, however we want to call it. It is time. And and we have the help also of the planets. So for me, it's Venus. I know to which library I'm going to be traveling this year. Now I know I'm going to be shifting to Jupiter. And I've been traveling a lot through the sun, to the Alcyon, to different suns of our galaxy, of the universe, of the multiverse, will be Osakan, always through the sun to bring the whole information. So again, so much synchronicity in the power of this year. And I'm so happy that they send us all this information, because this is part of what also Conswella and I, we are conspiring for this year to bring more this potential of co-creation. And this is for me a sign of this co-creation, because you receive some information, I receive some information, but instead of keeping that information as mine, we start to share it, and it becomes a whole, and it becomes a bigger whole of just having a bit of information. And that's the co-creative power, because you're working with your cosmic team, I am working with cosmic team, we're working with Gaia, and all together it becomes more juicy, right? It's the co-creative power. Like right now, I have some information, I have the language, you have another one, and suddenly it's like, whoa.
Yes.
I love it, and I'm very thankful that for the opening us to share and create this beautiful symbiosis and synergy, to enjoy it, because it's all, for me, it's a big pleasure when I hear all this, or when I hear about the libraries that you also say. It's like, yes,
and it is all about us following our joy. That's what number 3 is all about. And number 3, like you're saying, it is the cosmic child. It's the merging of the mother and father, creating the child, which encompasses both, right? And then, yes, obviously we are star beings, which means we come from the sun, right? Yes. So and I've been really focused lately on, and my cosmic team has said to me, your inner light, understanding from astronumerology perspective, the inner light, and it's 3 aspects, right? So that would be your sun sign, your ascendant, rising sign, and your moon sign, right? All 3 together, and the significance of that. And
so, can you repeat for me? It's the moon sign,
the moon sign, your ascendant sign, or your rising sign. Some people call it rising sign, and your sun sign. The 3 of them together really.
So again, we have a trinity there.
Yes, yes, the divine 3, right? It's very much well, the 369 coherence. You know, a lot of people know it's 432 hertz. That is those are the building blocks of the multiverse as we know it.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, so it's really, I think the other thing too that is important for people to understand is the merging of the divine feminine and the sacred masculine. Because we've been so focused on the masculine aspects in our society, on our planet. And now we're merging at this time, for the past 2,000 years. And now we're going back to understanding the feminine aspects of it. But as you were saying, Lily, it's all about the 2 coming together to create a whole, the light being.
Yes, yes. Because what happened when we focus on just one, the beauty and the true essence of the masculine got blown away. It created a new persona around the consciousness, the true, pure consciousness of feminine. So what happens when we start bringing back the feminine? It creates balance, so the truly beauty also of the masculine can shine.
Yes.
And when the feminine and the masculine can shine, then
Yep. Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Oh, and so beautiful.
Yes.
The other thing they said for this year, I love it. I'm just you share, I share, and then they say, "Woo!" It's a multidimensional power of the DNA for the whole year. Therefore, it's the consciousness of regeneration. It's the cosmic principle that they're sharing for this year, cosmic year number 3, all about, which happens in the moment that you start releasing.
Yes.
When you release things, suddenly it's like your body starts shifting to another consciousness and also another physicality.
Yes.
And suddenly all the potential of your DNA start to be more multidimensional.
Yes. Yeah, I got chills, Lily, because what my team has been telling me every morning, I have certain affirmations I say to myself, right? Just to get pumped up in the morning. And one of them is, I am regenerating.
Oh, wow.
I am a quantum being.
Yes.
Right. So and that totally correlates with what you were saying. And also they've sent me a message also about having that connection with Mother Earth.
Yes.
Right. And so when Mother Earth's soil, for example, is so simple, right? Like you're saying, let's do something, simplify it. Soil, right? We know that our soil has to be, it's a big thing right now, regeneration of the soil and going back to ancient methods of allowing the land to regenerate so that we have super dense nutrients in the soil. And what my cosmic team was telling me is understand that when you're regenerating it, you are connected to Mother Earth. You are connected to the cosmos. It's regenerating Mother Earth. It's regenerating the cosmos. It's a circular cycle that keeps happening between all beings. So when you are consciously aware of that, then you are helping to regenerate everything else as well.
Yes, yes. This is the beauty of the power we have, that we keep forgetting how powerful we are when we just allow ourselves to vibrate our true nature.
Yes. That was powerful. Yeah, that's it in a nutshell, what you just said. Yes.
This is so beautiful. And they said it's going to be like, they give me also 2 archetypes. One is Maria Magdalene for the whole year, to help us regenerate, to help us with the whole process, as we saying. and Lazarus as the other side for the masculine. So these two being the companions for this year number 3, and to support into the birth of our the incarnation of our cosmic soul.
Mhm.
You say, like, bring it into the physical body. Therefore, the regeneration and the DNA is going to change.
Yes.
It needs to change.
It has to, right?
Yes.
In order for us to ascend.
Yes.
I think that's what Lazarus really, that archetype really represents, right? Rebirth.
Yes.
Right? That the transformation into something new.
Yes. Yes. And with that was all the guilt feelings, which is also, for me, the guilt gets transformed also in criticism for yourself. Everything is for yourself. And if you have it for yourself, you're going to reflect it to others. So you're going to be critical to others. You're going to judgmental with others. So it's just allow everything to happen and bring this consciousness of abundance.
Yes.
Which we were saying that abundance is the equal of saying, I was talking to my friend Marco, and we say, yes, it's abundance, which can be nowadays very confusing about what does it mean. He got a very good word, is the needing less.
Mm-hmm.
When you stop needing anything.
Yes.
When the word needing disappeared from you, suddenly it's abundance. And the same thing, the guilt feeling, it's needing something. It's needing that someone tells us everything it's fine. It's needing, right? Then there comes judgment and so on. So this year is about us forgetting from our dictionary, from our system, the word need.
I love that. I love that.
Right?
That's
I
powerful.
thought it was very powerful.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And I've been listening how often in programs in Netflix, how often friends and so on, they use the word need. And I say it's really time, like forgiveness. When we are in light, we are not gonna hurt or be hurt by anything. So the word forgiveness is going to disappear. But right now for this year is erase. Let's go to a point of needing less.
Right.
Nothing. And it starts really by checking when you say it.
Yes.
So right now is I'm going to say, I don't need it.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah. Being consciously aware of it. So it's so powerful to even say to yourself, oh, wait, no, I don't need to say that, because then I go into a state of lack.
Exactly. Which is the opposite of abundance. So the abundance is exactly being the opposite of lack. That's it. It has nothing to do with anything physical. It includes also the physical, but it's a state of being where you don't have lack, therefore you don't need anything.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the potential for this year, which are going to bring us in a lot of situations to be able to say yes.
Yes.
I'm here, needing less. It's a big step, I feel.
Oh, it is. Just because I was just sitting there thinking about that, and I was like, whoa. Right? Because it's like, in a way, letting go of everything that's letting go of the stuff that we've been carrying, and even the definitions.
Yes. Yes. And start just vibrating, just the presence, what you were saying, it's be in the moment with what is in the moment.
Yes. Which is,
Therefore, there's nothing you need because everything is there.
yes,
It's so powerful. I really like it.
it
And
is.
it's really, really something that this year 3 is going to open us, because as the cosmic soul incarnate in our body, and it's going to start coming more and more in this year, there's no space for meeting.
It's so true.
It's, you're taking space. Whenever you need something, it's like you take space in your system. That's what he creates in your system. When you put you in a position of, wow, I'm just here in abundance, then you're just here
Yes.
in all its potential. Oh, the more it's like, whoa, I like this.
Because that's freedom. That's true freedom.
Yes, that's true freedom.
Which is, yeah. Woo. That's profound. It is, right? It's so profound to think about it in that way. Yes. Yes. So, I mean, I think the other thing about that is important, right, is to, I guess, and that's why a 7 universal year will be so profound, is because it's all about being in the present moment. So number 7. So I guess we're preparing for that, for sure. So, which is like exciting. That's exciting.
Oh, so exciting.
It's very exciting. And I think the other thing too that is important that I should bring up as far as the astronumerology code. So, of course, we're getting ready to go into a big retrograde season where several planets are going to be retrograde, which is going to allow us to be in the present moment much more, right? But at the same time, it's doing holiday season. So there's a juxtaposition of slowing down, right? Because whenever Jupiter goes into retrograde, whenever Mars goes into retrograde, there is that slowing down. Those two, they're fire planets, right? So both of them are very passionate and fire is up. And so when they're both going in retrograde, and they'll be in retrograde at the same time, we would definitely feel like we need to slow down. We need to, get more rest. We need to, just be peaceful and quiet. But at the same time, it's during holiday season where it is like always busy. So the other thing they wanted me to tell everyone is that's put into place. The reason why that's happening, that this position is happening, is because the balance. We have to come into balance with that, right? Being able to do what you need to do when you want to do it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So shifting, so let's say shifting it from being, because one of the definitions of abundance that I was given was being able to do what you need to do when you need to do it, or being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
Yes.
So shifting into that, where being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, right? So I think that's where that balance is coming from with the retrograde season happening during the holiday season. So it's really about balancing out the chaos and the harmony together, so that you have those moments where you can get into the present moment, you can release and let go, rejuvenate, regenerate, and then move into action and go do what you need to do for the holiday season, whether it's crafting, having family, friends over, going out, being social, because a lot of people are getting back out and being very social again, because we haven't been able to do that for the past 2 years. So I think that everything needs to go into a balancing act, right? And just understanding that you naturally know how to balance. That's what they're saying. We naturally know how to balance. If you go into the frequency of the unknown, that won't be an issue for anyone. And they're like, and if you have big projects on the horizon, and you know that you have to work on things, then start now. Get an early start on all of those things, so that you don't feel the imbalance during the holiday season, when we're also going through a retrograde season as well.
Like I said.
Yes. Yeah, I've been doing that all year. They started that out for me. They told me that in December to get everything started early, all the things you want to do so that you have that time. Because new things will be coming up. Remember, the other
Yes.
theme is that new beginnings. So there's going to be a lot of things coming up as
Mhm.
well during the holiday season so that you'll have, like you were saying, Lily, you have that space to do
Mhm.
those things as well, to seize those opportunities, those fortunate
Yes.
opportunities
And to
when they present.
enjoy it, right? To
Yeah,
enjoy it,
that's what it's
not to
all
get
about.
overwhelmed.
That's right. It's all the holiday season is a celebration of joy and love,
Mhm. Mhm.
and we're learning that again, relearning that.
Mhm.
That's what it's
Mhm.
truly about. It's about celebration of joy and love. Um, and as long as you follow your joy and all things, you will be golden.
You like it. I like it. No, I'm thinking it's really right now. I'm going to start this tour from
Yes.
8 different countries, and it has been preparing. I've been preparing also to leave things because through those 8 weeks, it's good. It requires traveling. It requires taking care of the body, of food. It requires doing activations and so on. So I did prepare. So that's why I was like, oh wow, it was a lot of pre-preparation. So I'm allowed to, so I can enjoy this. Which is going to happen exactly in the holiday season, and then it's going to take a little bit more of the beginning of the in autumn. It ends exactly on the 20 on the no, it ends later, but I come back here in Canada on the 21st September. Like very
Ah,
powerful.
yes.
And but yes, it's very synchronistic what you say, which is always very beautiful whenever you do my yearly reading, right? It's like, yeah, I have prepared for that. I've been doing this. It's like when you allow yourself to be in the synchronicity and the flow of a more cosmological way, then you're able to connect with all the astrological, the cosmic guidance that is there for us.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And that's what it is. It's it's a star map that we
Mm-hmm.
can utilize for
Yes.
ourselves. And we have our own in our own birth chart, and then there's the overall cosmic map that everyone can utilize and look at. And it's there. It's always a benefit.
Mm-hmm.
These are this isn't something that's supposed to be scary or
Mm-hmm.
oh be careful of this or this is
No,
no, it's not
yeah,
about that. It's about oh, here are your options.
exactly,
Play, go play and have fun.
exactly, exactly, and see it as an opportunity to grow in all the way.
Yes. I was going to ask you, so um I don't know if you want to talk about it in this space, but your
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
tour, I'd love to
Yes,
hear more about your tour, what you're
yes,
going to be doing.
yes. This is, as you can see there, I have it, the donut where I've been putting all the time because the message is when 2019, they asked me to download what they call Durna for the first time on Earth. The more I integrate it, the more I know about it. So and it was downloaded, and look, I still have it here in Mount Etna,
Oh, wow.
and extremely powerful. And what happened is that they say it's time you have a new ingredient to be able to have more pure presence of the Creator on earth to empower you, which is going to be the seventh element on earth.
Mhm.
And I knew more things were going to come because it was the download, and it's you can it's something a new frequency. It has its time, so we downloaded into the grid, and the grid start doing its own work, and the trees. And now it's time to pollinize that frequency. So that's why it's the Pollination Durna Tour. It's time to invite inner earth beings, all the kingdoms of nature, all the cosmic beings, to bring that frequency and extremely incarnate that seventh element on earth to be at your disposal for everybody who resonates by free will and wants to integrate it. So that's exactly what's going to happen. And it's going to, this year, it's the start of 2022, and the start of the cosmic year 3 is in America. So the idea is going to take that what we already download, take it from inner earth with the company of the dragons and Merlin, and start doing a tour through all the elements, the 4 plus the 5th, then the 6th element, till we have the 7th element. To with flowers, to impregnate flowers so the bees can start putting Durna into the honey, and whoever feels the call, start vibrating the energy, the frequency, the consciousness of Durna, and by just being, become a pollinizer of that, of Durna.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the idea, and then it ends in Canada, and from there to bring it to the whales. So the whales takes it into the water, because next year it goes through the Mediterranean. Next year it's islands, it's Tenerife, Mallorca, Sardinia, Sicily, Crete, and Cyprus. And then in 2024, it's in Asia. I still don't have the major points there. This is as far as I have it, but the idea is really to bring to us to start being aware that we have, like you said, we have new tools, we have new ingredients that they are here to support our cosmic soul, the incarnation of our cosmic soul, so it can empower its creator possibilities to an extremely expression, and creating a new humanity.
That's awesome.
So this is what's creating, and it creates like a dragon tail, and it's going to be Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Peru, Colombia, Mexico, United States, and Canada.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, it's very exciting. It's very profound and very synchronistic that it starts exactly in this year 3.
Yes.
Not before. I was trying to move it. I must say, I was trying to handle with the cosmic team. Why don't we just do it differently? And why don't I do it from a distance? And why don't we do it in 24? And they listen, but they said no. No, they said no, because it has an astrological moment to bring this, and this is the moment. And also, I didn't know that it's going to continue in Europe and then Asia by that time. So it's like it has a coordination, a synchronistic coordination that needs to happen. And they said normally I do those activations just by a distance. It hasn't been you just do quantumly and conscious. Said yes, but right now you're bringing, because the idea is through that pollination, it's going to allow also to download more. And say you are bringing something that hasn't been physical on your earth before. So we do need a physical vessels. That's why I'm inviting other people to really, by free will, allow that energy to come more and more on earth. So I say, okay, let's do this.
Yes, I'm excited. That's exciting. Wow.
Yes.
Well, thank you for
Yes. Yes.
explaining that, because I was like, oh yeah, I've obviously been getting the emails as well,
Yeah.
but yeah, having you explain it in greater detail, that's amazing. I was getting the chills. So
Yeah, no?
yeah,
It is. We were talking yesterday with the organizer, and it's like, and I say it so freely and so easy because it should be simplified, but we are bringing a new element on Earth. And sometimes it's like the question, and how do I eat it? How do I process it? And it's like, thing is, it hasn't been on Earth before. So
no,
what can I tell you? It's happening. And as it happenings, and probably in 100 years or 1,000 years, someone is going to look it up and say, look, they didn't know anything about it when it arrived,
yeah,
and and by then we'll be more an expert of it. So right now are the first years where we are ourselves being aware of this beauty and starting to try out. Okay, it's going to help me to manifest more. Well, let's try it, how it's going to work and how it's happening. So the invitation is, that's why I say it's co-creative. You be part with all others who are from this earth, from the galaxy inner earth, and let's see what happens. Let's do it all together.
yes, because that's what it's all about.
Yes, and you were saying also that you have something in that space. When I'm going to be in the United States, in that area, there's so many things happening, and I know they're related,
Yes,
right?
and I think, it's amazing to think, because all these different areas, um, there's everybody's got their niche in the field, and doing what they're doing. But the area I live in, Charlottesville, Virginia, which is very close to Dr. Stephen Greer, lives in Charlottesville, Virginia as well, and he just created this retreat space for people to come. If they want to connect with their cosmic team, they can get a group of people together, and it's about 2 hours away from here, and rent it out for the week. It's in a national forest in Virginia, and they can do their thing. And I just thought that's such a great idea. And I was like, that's so the synchronicity of that. So the different communities
Yes.
Throughout the this vast community of the New Age community, as we call it. It's amazing to see how everything's coming together, even if people aren't even aware of it with each other.
Yes, exactly.
Everybody's focused on their life's purpose and their task and what they're here to do. But when you take a step back and you start looking at everything, start looking at the astronumerology, or you look at the astrology, or you look at the numerology, or a lot of people are, like you were saying, they're focusing more on inner earth, and really connecting with the elementals, the ethereals. I know I do a lot of work with them as well. So it's important to have that connection and understand the different layers of earth.
Yes. So beautiful.
It is.
I have someone, it's very interesting because I just have someone, Marcia, say, oh, Sardinia, come on, from Italy. So Marcia, Luca, it's going to organize this, and he was looking for someone that lives in Sardinia. So if you live there, let's connect you with Luca and organize synchronicities.
Yes. And what a powerful place. That island's history.
Yes.
Lots of amazing.
No, it's all of it. It's
portal history.
All of them, from Tenerife and Mallorca. It's been my birth. That's my birth. My cosmic birth was in Mallorca. But now I understand it even deeper. They all have volcano activities, and the bees are going to think, because the bees in this pollination, they're going to be essentials. As you see, I don't know if you've seen, I have the bee everywhere because it's going to be, yeah. I want that.
It was so clear to me. I was like, I have to wear this shirt today. Now I know why.
Yes.
I have the chills. I have the chills.
Yes, because the bee is really the one that it's connecting us, and the one that is going to spread Durna into the honey into every single corner. Wow. And it's so cosmic, the bee, as a consciousness, and it has so much the solar frequency, and now it's going to be the one. It's going to be a lot of collaborators from the kingdom, the animal kingdom, but the bees has an essential work, and that's why it's called pollination, even in reflecting how we can pollinize from the pureness of our being, the way they do it. So we are learning so much. So the bees are going to be so present, and there's so much presence of the bee as a cosmic being in those islands.
Yes.
So it's just the beginning.
It is. I'm excited. It's just the synchronicity of it all. I'm just very thankful of it.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So Conswella, we're gonna have more meetings.
Yes.
Different kind of meetings, co-creative meetings. As soon as I come back.
Yes, we've got a very busy schedule.
As soon as I come back as a little bee, you know.
Yes.
And so stay tuned, and we're going to start doing also a little bit meditations, activations. We're going to be guidance, because what I love of Conswella, she opened up to the co-creative space, and that brings magic, because I find all what we share is so synchronistic, so magical. And so this cosmic year 3, you're going to see a lot more of us together sharing with you, and I'm very thankful for that.
Yes, and I'm honored to be working with you, Lilly, and I'm also very thankful and excited.
Yes, and all the bees that you have on your dress. I want that dress. It's like Lilly. This is more like leaves.
Yeah,
the bees will be like that.
I got it at the loft. I don't know if you have lofts in Canada, but I got it.
Oh, send me the link, please. Send me the link.
I'll send you the link.
Look it up. Because that would be fantastic to have it through the tour. If I can still get it before I leave, that would be fantastic.
Yeah,
please
I'll
send me the link. And thank you so much. Enjoy.
Thank you.
This year. Thank you, Conswella, and everybody. Enjoy year number 3. Prepare yourself for number 7, year 2023. And remember Venus, Jupiter, and the Sun with the power of DNA and your power of regeneration. Enjoy this year.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.